mic on. Bastard. I am out of it. Why am I always so shit? Right then, so it's been anywhere between 4 and 5 years since I last filmed a Q&A video. And it feels a bit weird, I'll be honest. So, without further ado, let's get into the questions. So I put a video out on TikTok and Instagram last night, and I've got about 15 questions to get through. It might be a bit less, we'll see. So, right, the first one, tips on improving your deadlift strength. If you're unaware, I've started taking deadlifts a lot more seriously recently, as opposed to like the year prior where I'd only just started. So my deadlift personal best went from 120 kilo last August, and now we're in August 2022, and it's now 220. So 100 kilo increase within a year. It might not be that astronomical, but to me, it's a big deal. It's a fairly big deal. So, to be fair, it was just about, I started off training twice a week, and then when I realised that you can't really deadlift heavy and recover in time, training twice a week, I thought, okay, we'll have a little bit of a rest. After I got to around 170 kilo, I thought, okay, we'll take a bit of a break, because I can't really keep hitting these like 1 rep maxes every other week without, you know, either injuring myself or, you know, feeling fatigued and like shit. Like you don't want to do it. You really aren't up for it, and you've got to be. If you don't believe you can do it, you're not going to do it. So I had to change that. So there was actually a technique that I come across, and I wasn't fully aware of it, but it's actually quite common. Slack wedge pull. It's simple as fuck. So you pull the slack out the bar. You feel the weight. You don't rip it straight off the deck. Like, you feel the slack. You pull the bar, not the weight, to begin with. You wedge, your arse comes down, your back levels up until your shins touch the bar, and that's exactly where you pull from. So you'll see in a few videos where I'm going for these 1 rep maxes where I do like practice that technique before I actually do the proper lift. It's me like preparing myself for the drop of the song, you know, knowing how it's going to feel before I do it, and then, you know, it comes up most of the time anyway. Another one we've got here, advice on people with a skinny fat body type. Now I was one of these people. Around 2 years ago, you couldn't tell if I was fat or really skinny. I was both. It was like big fuck off chubby belly, arms like a rake, and it was, you couldn't win how I looked. It was like I looked like shit, or at least I thought I did. Probably not the absolute perfect body type to start off with, but you could argue the ectomorph is. So what I did during that period is I thought, okay, let's not dirty bulk, because I've already got a bit of fat on me, and I didn't want to, you know, become more fat. So literally, I didn't really focus on the calories at the beginning. I thought, okay, we'll just go to the gym, train, see if I get any results. I think I did that for a few months. I didn't really change anything in terms of my diet. That's still shit now, to be fair. So what I did is I just trained. As soon as I started seeing results, and I thought, okay, we'll implement this, and this. So, you know, the supplements come in, the slight tweak in the diet, you know, making sure I was tracking how much protein I was having. That was the first thing I did. So, if you work it out, it's a completely different topic. But I weighed around 70 kilos at the time. So I thought, okay, I googled how much protein I should be having at my body weight if I want to build muscle. So you double what you weigh in kilograms, and then that's how many grams of protein you should be having a day, or at least aim for. Because if you can hit that, you're winning. You get everything you need to out your out your protein intake. Doing that, you know, I saw results fairly quickly. I'm talking between 3 to 6 months. It was a significant improvement. And you could argue either some of that was genetics, or it was hard work, or it could be a number of things, but all I can advise you to do is get in that gym and just start. It's literally that simple. Instead of saying, okay, one day, or let me do this first. You know, you're here today, just fucking sign up, go.
Just go, just start. Otherwise, you're literally going to be flirting with yourself over the idea, thinking, oh yeah, I can't wait to do this, and you'll never do it. If you don't put one foot on the floor and then put the other in front of it, you don't know fucking walk, do you? So you've got to learn these things. You just got to say, fuck it, let's go now. There's no time to waste in these moments. So all in all, just begin, just start. It's the best advice I could give you. So another one that I got sent in was the best exercise for a big back. Now, I feel as though my back at the minute, like my lats and stuff, it's probably my strongest point. So one exercise that I do prioritise when I go to that gym, Strength Asylum, is the underhand lateral row. Now, I'll put a clip up here. This exercise is absolutely unreal. If you can get hold of this machine, if this machine's in your gym, utilise it. It's beyond words. The pump you get from it, you walk out of that machine and you can barely fucking fit out of it. When I get the chance to use it, I will smash about 6 sets on it, if not more, because I want to make the absolute most out of it. I haven't got words for it. So it targets the lower lats as well as a bit of the upper back. So, you know, having them two combined in the one exercise, it is going to build your back. It's going to make that, give you that wider look, you know, that V-taper. But when I'm not at that gym, when I'm at JD gyms usually, you know, I'll use the barbell row, for example. So I'll work my way up to around 100 kilos. You know, usually about 3 sets of 8, I'd like to say. So volume isn't quite there. You know, I can't go to 12. As soon as I get past 8, my form starts to dip. Obviously that will improve over time. And we've got the age-old question now that's been answered millions of times from millions of different people. How did you get into the gym? And the simple answer is, you know, I wasn't happy with how I looked. As a lot of people aren't these days. You know, false expectations put out there, social media, thinking, you know, I want to look like these people. I want to look better. I want to look good. So you put your mind to it and you start staying consistent and it starts to happen. But I'll be honest, there will come a point in your fitness journey where you start to turn to the gym in times of need. And that's where I found it most useful. Like when I've had things going on or, you know, problems have occurred, I'll, you know, okay, let's go to the gym, let's forget about it for an hour or two. And it works, it helps. Because not only are you escaping from these problems and this reality that you found yourself in, you're improving yourself massively. You know, you're putting that pain and that anger into something useful. And what a lot of people don't realise is, you know, when you're depressed and when you're having these issues, burying yourself in it isn't going to get anywhere. You've got a choice whether to, you know, lie there and, you know, wrap yourself up in all this sadness and shit that's happened, or you can take it somewhere where it's going to be of use, because it's so vital that you do that. That's how a lot of people end up really ill. If you just let it get to you. If, like, a lot of people, they haven't got a hobby like the gym, you know, they'll go to work, playing their Xbox, come home. It's no life to be living. If you want to change, if you want something to happen about your life and you're not happy with the way it is, if you feel like you're shit, like nothing's going to get better for you, you've got to make it happen. It's that simple. So if you are one of these people right now, I like to consider myself someone who is heavily invested into mental health after going through it myself. I couldn't advise anything more than getting into the gym. It saved me so many times where, you know, I thought there was no way out. I thought, okay, this is it now. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You know, I could always get myself to the gym. It's cliche. It's become so saturated because people hear it that often. But trust me now, if you feel like shit, you know, your girlfriend's left you, you know, family members passed away. You know, you can't. Yeah, you got to have that grieving time. You've got to conjure up that pain and you can manifest it. And once you've got through that tiny little stage first, once you've got the pain in your head, you know, fucking take it somewhere and use it for good. keep it there with you. But yeah, that was how I started. Now, although I did say I've got around 14 to 15 questions, I'm going to leave half of them for another time, because this video is going on quite long. So the last question I'm going to bring up is, what's your advice for beginners trying to start the gym? So the last question I'm going to bring up is, what's my advice for beginners trying to start out at the gym? Because, you know, I was there myself 2 years ago. I thought, I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing. You know, I went with people that kind of had an idea, like people who had a structure. Now, you know, people who go to the gym on their own when they first start, you know, to post fucking photos on the story saying, right, me at the gym. They're there half an hour, do a few curls and fuck off home. Whereas if you've got a program or something to follow, like a structure, you go in there, you know exactly what you need to do. You can get in and get gone. Whereas people who haven't got anything to follow, you know, think, oh, fucking do a few curls, do a bit of chest, and then go. That's the worst thing you could do. The more aspects you add to the gym, you know, the tracking your calories, following a plan, the more fun it becomes. Otherwise, you're going to end up quitting because you're not following like a simple fucking structure, and you're going to think, oh, this isn't working, and then you don't see results, and then you give up, and then you get depressed again, and then it's a cycle. The only thing I can suggest is having something to follow, whether it be a person, a training program. To be fair, I'd suggest a person over anything else, because they can give you pointers and stuff. You could argue a personal trainer, but I've got my own opinion on them. It's like, not all of them are heavily invested. If you've got a mate that's, you know, on the same wavelength as you, and they want to start, you know, put your heads together, get a program sorted, push, pull legs, simple. Easy peasy. Both of you get going, you're bouncing off each other, it's good vibes constantly. So all in all, either get a training partner, have a structure to follow, track your calories. If you're doing it religiously and it starts getting in your own head, oh no, I can't eat this, starts to scare a lot of people off. So, you know, do it in moderation. But yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. I know it was fairly brief in terms of the questions, but there's more of these coming soon. So fingers crossed, guys, this video does well. I'll be doing more of them. Catch you in a bit.